Right, welcome to part 2 of the Restrap Factory Tour. Now, if you've watched part 1, you'll know I had to split it in half because it got really, really long, because it turns out they're a dead interesting bunch with a lot to talk about. If you haven't watched part 1, go and watch part 1 now. So, hopefully, you've had a wee, washed your hands, made yourself a cup of Yorkshire tea, and got some biscuits, because we've still got a fair way to go, but really interesting stuff, all about the range, all about how Restrap sort of deal with the customers, how they develop new products, and a look at some of their latest stuff as well. So if you're sitting comfortably, let's crack on with John.
Alright, so welcome to the packing department. So this is where everything goes from being a stitched product to being a finished product, basically.
Yeah.
So the guys here are kind of overseeing all of the quality checks, kind of all the finishing touches, like all the straps, the paracord on the saddlebags, and then it's where it gets sealed into a bag and then shipped out to our customers, essentially. This is where I started off in the business,
right?
And then kind of started doing a bunch of media stuff here and there. It was at one point it was just me on my own, just doing all the packing and shipping. But now there's I think 7 or 8 people.
Wow, that's a sign of how much it's grown.
It's a big operation. Would have killed for tables like these. But yeah, it's basically where everything gets quality checked. So if there's kind of any loose threads anywhere they're tidied up, or if anything's not quite right, it'll get sent straight back to the guys in sewing, and they'll...
So it's a level of QC as well?
Yeah, basically. So it's kind of our, well, I'll say first, it's our main stage of quality control.
Yeah.
Just making sure the product's up to snuff before we go out.
It's just like a second set of eyes on it, isn't it?
Yeah, basically. There's a few different things that can, you know, it's not in anyone's, it's kind of out of control sometimes as to the sort of stuff that can and will go wrong. But we do our best to try and catch it here. But even if it ever does get through, for whatever reason, everything's covered by a lifetime warranty. So if anything ever goes wrong in the field, or if there's anything that's not quite as it should be, we can always just send it straight back to us. We'll get it fixed and we'll get it sent out. So it's kind of the first step of our aftercare for our customers, essentially. Yeah. If anything happens that's a manufacturing defect, we'll repair it, no questions asked. So that's what Elliot, who handles our customer services, he's only chats with our customers and gets that process.
And do you offer product repair as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like general wear and tear, it happens, and there's more or less nothing that we can't repair, really. So anything can be taken down into its component parts and then repaired. So, like for example, it's not here today, but the frame bag on my bike, it's got a really old lining on one side, because I've had it for about 6 or 7 years now. And then we changed the colours to an orange. It's got like a grey lining on one side and an orange lining on the other. So we just replace those. Very straightforward.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, it's something that we're able to do, and you know, we're proud to offer it to our customers. Yeah, so these are the master samples of our products, like as they're packaged. So this gives us, you know, a steady point of reference to make sure everything's as consistent as possible. So if anyone's new starting in the department, or if something's slightly changed, we've always got something to reference as like a point of consistency there.
And the race range is relatively new, isn't it?
4 years now.
Oh, is it 4 years?
Yeah.
Right, and it's basically just a lighter...
It's kind of more the features and the materials and the overall kind of design's more focused kind of towards the ultra-distance cycling.
Yeah.
So, like on the race top sheet bag, for example, this is the newest one actually. So on this one, you see it's got like extra functionality. We've got some pockets on the outside, and then we've got internal organisation as well, and then foam lining. And it's made out of X-Pack materials as well, so a lot more lightweight than the kind of textured nylon fabrics that we use in our bikepacking range. So it's kind of our more premium product lineup, where we pull out all the stops essentially to give riders the best that they can.
Proper high performance stuff.
Yeah, essentially. So like we've got a good team of ambassadors now that are working with us on kind of informing these designs as well. So like for example if I can get it on here. So on the race range stop tube, you see this thing's huge.
That's because there's 3 different lengths, isn't there?
Yeah, so this is the long one, and then this is the short one, and then we've got the kind of, we call our regular size.
The Goldilocks one in between.
Yeah. It's one of our most popular products, actually. And our ambassadors kind of told us that they wanted something that stays upright, is stiff, so you've got that kind of internal structure in it as well.
So it's not flopping over into your knees.
Yeah, exactly. And then you kind of got compartmentalization in it, but without specific compartments in a way. So we've got zips that open either end. And that's kind of one way that you can add a bit of organisation on this bike, but then you can open the whole thing if you want to as well. And these internal structures as well, they can come out. So if you did want to give the bag a full clean as well, it makes it serviceable. So either if you're cleaning the bag or if for whatever reason it needs any repairs, it's something that can be done. The whole bag's not relying on one very difficult to replace component, or like RF welded stuff, for example, is quite tricky for that, because while you're kind of guaranteeing waterproofing, you've almost completely removed the serviceability of the product. Yeah,
you can't restitch it.
You can't now. So once it's been taken apart, that's it. You can't re-weld it back together.
Yeah, once it's split or it splits.
50%. So with this stuff, like everything that we do is a stitched product. So anything can be unpicked, repaired, put back together, and we construct everything in such a way as well where we've got all our products have got lining on the insides, and we use binding on all the seams as well. So the waterproofing is as high as it can be, essentially. Yeah. So it's made to be bomb-proof. We used to have overkill in our logo.
Yeah, I saw it on the wall as it came in.
And speaking of overkill, nice to meet you, Nathan.
All right,
sorry, I was well away with it earlier. Just busy away.
So, Nathan, it's your fault then. You're the one who started. You're the one whose feet flew off the pedals.
Yeah, that's it. So,
and now,
I seem to be the one who's running around like a
14 years later, there's 44 people.
Yeah, I know. It's got a bit out of hand. If I'm honest with you. So it's one of those. But no, it's good. Good team of people. So it's a busy place, as you probably tell.
It's a really great atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think we're quite rare where there's not many factories still producing at this sort of scale in the UK. So
no,
I suppose
especially not on the textile side.
No, and not usually own brand stuff. A lot of OEM bits and pieces like that. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of moving pieces of the puzzle to come together. So it seems to work most days. No, I just thought I'd come say hi anyway.
Oh, thanks so much. And again,
shoot off again. So
well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. So.
Congratulations for letting it get out of hand.
So
successfully. So what's next?
We're expanding the range a bit more, so a few more products. For me, it's kind of my times are between product and front end and half between systems and production on the back end. So there's a lot of boring production stuff that I won't bore you with, but in the back end happening. But then, quite a lot of products. I think we've got 4 products lined up already for the new year.
Any teasers or spoilers?
We had a few bits at Eurobike, so like kind of new pannier system coming out. Got a down tube bag, maybe some new food pouch, multi-use sort of bar bag systems as well. So
is that a down tube bag, as in goes on the down tube or goes in internal storage?
Yeah, it goes on the down tube. Might be something with internal storage as well at some point. So quite a few things.
Because there's some proper horror show bags out for internal storage. That's definitely somewhere where you could. I think
and a lot of the market are moving towards that sort of internal frame storage.
Because it's not a dry, lovely environment inside your bike.
No,
it's a rancid. All my down tube storage is rancid inside. Even the stuff that you're going through the top of the down tube and the stuff that you're going underneath.
Well, that's good to know.
The internal storage on my Forbidden was like some kind of hideous dungeon.
Was it?
It was. Everything's going rusty in there. And very
I think that's the thing though. A lot of the bikes had started to build in a lot more sort of luggage solutions built into the frames, a lot more mounting systems, stuff like that. So for us, it's a lot about how we adjust towards that, and also how we still keep everything so it fits every bike. That's always the hard thing, you start getting different through axle sizes and thread pitches and stuff, and all of a sudden
the standards in the bike industry.
No, which is why a strap rather than a clip or a piece of hardware seems a lot smarter way to go about it. Really.
And it's just more reliable over time.
Because
that's the big thing is we always say with this stuff is it's made to go on long distance stuff. in multitude of environments. So you're kind of like, well, is that repairable on the road?
Yeah.
If you did break
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
you know, can you
A
still
strap
use
or a
it?
buckle you can find pretty much everywhere
Yeah,
in some form.
yeah, and that's it. It's like, I think moving away from maybe solid mount stuff as much as a reliability point of view when you're on the road. So because we've all been there and broken something on the bike, and that's the end of the ride for you. So so no, there's a lot of consideration in that stuff. But yeah, it's interesting year for us, as sort of, I suppose, a mix between hardware and soft goods coming in, and John will probably have shown you some of like the bumper bars and carry cages and things that we're doing. So, you know, that's, I suppose, a bit of a new segment for us.
But that cow catch is really good.
No, cheers.
I've just taken it off the tandem to put on the stick to come over here for the bar bag, and it's just like, you know, again, simple thing, nicely executed.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is it's just stuff that annoys us on the road.
Yeah, because there's some of the stuff is just weird. I think I've had more really, really bad products out of bag supports than any other product category.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I think people consider bags as a bit of an afterthought. A lot of brands, it's kind of like, we were a bike company, we also do some bags on the side, and obviously there's a lot more that goes into the fitment and stuff than people understand. So.
Yeah, they gave it to the intern who was in for 2 weeks, and then
Well, then, like on paper, you put 2 straps on it, it goes on your handlebars, but it's not that simple.
No,
it's different types of bars.
No, put 2 straps there, it goes on your handlebars, drags on the front wheel, or rubs all your paint off, or yada yada yada.
Yeah. So, well, I'm going to leave you with John anyway.
Yeah.
So,
good.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you.
Cheers, Nathan.
No worries. I'll hopefully see you out on the road at some.
And then this is your kind of classic range.
Yeah.
I guess this is what more people, you know, this is your signature black with the orangey and the little orange shock cord on the zips and everything.
Yeah, so this is the stuff that we're most well known for, is we used to call it the Carry Everything range, but we kind of consolidated our ranges a bit last year, and we just changed it to bikepacking range. Just be straightforward, just be simple, say how it is.
Yeah.
So it's it's the range of the most products in it.
Yeah.
And,
but even I'm looking down here, we've got all these. You know,
so
we've got
that's just a dry bag,
bags,
and then
coffee drippers, tool pouches,
like sandals as well.
And these the original? They're still going then?
They're still
the
going,
original pedal scraps.
Apart from cutting them on the laser, they're still made in the exact same way as well. So the only thing that was different was those being drilled, like we were saying before.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're made in the exact same way.
And then you've got different top tube bags again, and wrap straps.
So yeah, it's because we've got the capability to make a load of different stuff. If there's a problem, we do our best to try and solve it, really. So like tie boots. So yeah, these this is again another popular product of ours, is tie boot kit. And the reason this came about initially is because our product designer Danny, he was taking part in Pan Celtic race, so an ultra endurance race, and he was just carrying around scrap bits of pipe along with him.
Right.
And he did find a rider at the side of the road who'd torn his tyre open, tubeless, and patched it together with the hyperlon.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, do you know what? That held out really well, because it's rubberized fabric."
Yeah.
So we kind of made it might be similar to the old Airfix kits. So you push them out.
Yeah, it's like the old classic sort of puncture repair kit, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you've got a bit of
glue just to keep it in place as well. And when we started out with this, we did say that we wouldn't recommend it with tubeless because of sealant and all that sort of stuff. But while we've had it out in the wild and people have been using it, we've found there's actually no problem with it tubeless at all. Because we're able to just throw a bit of hyperlon on the laser cutter and turn these out, we're able to put it out at a price point as well. Yeah. So it kind of fills a nice little add into your basket for our customers.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a little, the size of it as well. You can just throw it in your bag and you're good to go. Again, it's something that only us as people that kind of ride and try these things out ourselves we kind of find those niches and figure out product designs and ideas around. That's why the range is kind of growing in a lot of different directions, but with the bikepacking is still our bread and butter.
Yeah.
And that's where most of our customers know us from.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the ability to offer these kind of small accessories here and there is
something quite unique to us. Yeah, this is the this hydration vest.
So this is one of your newest products, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the newest products that we have. This news makes no difference. We released these in April this year, so only a couple of months ago, and a lot of our ambassadors have put this to the test quite a lot. Actually, I don't know if you've seen the North Race campaign that we did on our YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I know Tom's been doing some work on it as well, I think.
Yeah. And we had Josh Reed. We gave him the challenge to ride from here in Leeds, as far north by latitude as possible.
Yes.
And he rode, God, it must have been about 10 miles shy of Aberdeen in 24 hours.
Bloody hell.
And we set that challenge to our customers as well, and he's now 4th. Someone got about 10 miles past Inverness in 24 hours.
It's that whole culture.
700k, I think.
I like the fact that whole culture is kind of. Because it's always been going on, but it's been kind of dark under the whole Audax thing. It's always used to be very, very sort of.
To be very quiet Audax people who meet on lay-bys, like a society.
Yeah, it was a proper it was like druids.
Yeah,
but now it really has come front and centre in the cycling, and
well, yeah, it's in some ways it's kind of come full circle, I suppose, because we've gone from wearing backpacks to going, "Oh, backpacks are rubbish. We put the bags on the bikes," and I think with the ultra endurance stuff, people are wanting to load the bikes less but carry more fuel, so that they can carry on further, fueled up for longer.
Yeah.
And then carry less stuff on the bike. So this is kind of an answer to that. So it's a hydration vest that's specifically designed for cycling, so something a little bit different.
Yeah, it's not a stand-up pedaling or a running vest or anything like that.
Yeah. So it's got a bit more structure to it than most hydration vests on the market.
And is that just to give it stability?
It's to give it stability, yeah, because when you're running, it's going to be bouncing around, that kind of stuff. But on the bike, you're sat in more or less one position. So there's 3 points of adjustment. You've got these tabs here on top, and that kind of brings it up your back and sits it in place that way. And then these release on the side, that brings it in, and then you've got your usual chest release. Yeah, and they're elastic as well.
And then you've got bottle and or foam pockets on the front.
Yeah, so you'll take a 500ml bottle. So you've got one on the right, on the front, and then these are your smaller pockets for like gels and
stuff like
that kind of thing. On the left side, instead of the big one, you've got a foam pocket, which has got a key clip in it as well.
Yeah.
And then you've got the warranty card in there as well. So Annie's made that one. So loads of different storage options. And then on the back, you've got 2 more 500ml.
Right, okay, yeah. So you could run, if you wanted to, like, run an energy mix or something like that.
Yeah. So you'd be able to fit like a Coke bottle in there, essentially, or one of those collapsible flasks. And then the back's kind of got 2 sides to it. So you've got the where the hydration pouch, actual bladder goes.
Yeah.
And then you've got that front cargo section there. And the way this is designed is kind of like a bellows design.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna like kind of haunch up on your back, like one expands into the other, so you can load both things, and it's going to keep it shape as well. So really, really feature packed, to be fair. And you got a light loop on the front as well, just to give you extra visibility.
Your LED.
But the adjustments on the packer, that's why we've got 2 sizes, which are small, medium, and medium large, because there's so much like actual adjustment that you can put in there, which you can see there.
Yeah, and that's been popular, yeah?
Really popular, yeah. Be surprised. It was kind of an interesting one to try out at first, because we were kind of curious as to what the reception was going to be, because it's still kind of a new thing that hydration packs are sort of doing rounds at the moment. But yeah, they've been big hits since they've been released.
Fantastic.
And they're a big success, yeah. So it was interesting to see how they've gone. I don't know if you want to try this one or not, actually.
Yeah, I could give that a whirl, yeah.
And I guess the real beauty of these is it means you've still got the pockets underneath.
Yeah.
Clear. I mean,
you can see there already that, because it's so high up on the back, you've got access to the jersey pockets, which is like a really important part of the design.
Yeah. That's a really nice,
good
that's
fit.
a really nice secure fit, actually, yeah.
And you've got loads of adjustments. So on your
Yeah.
shoulders, up on the top there.
Yeah, that's
You find those
and that's
wrinkles.
the one you don't normally get on a running pack.
That's it,
it's just
yeah.
that
So
normally, isn't it? Yeah.
if you give that a bit of a pull, it's going to bring
It's not
it
going to pull
up.
me parachute, is it?
No, it's not going to pull your
I feel like
parachute.
Top Gun. Pull them both hard enough, I'll fly out the ring. Yeah, so
Yeah, it should make it nice and snug. And then those ones on your side,
yeah,
those ones should bring it in as well. So you might need to loosen those or tighten those as you want to. But
and obviously that changes as the different things you've got in the bag change as well.
yeah,
So if you do get extra bottles in there, or you're putting clothing in it, then you can modify how the bag fits.
yeah, that's it, exactly.
Yeah.
So the lighter it gets, the more you might want to cinch it in and make it more secure, because it was designed more as a garment than it was as a pack,
Right.
which is quite a challenge for the design
it
team.
is, though, but it is really, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
waistcoat.
Basically.
It's basically a cargo waistcoat, isn't it? Really? Yeah. And it's got room for a GoPro in the middle, which is obviously
Yeah.
essential.
But it's really, really useful in terms of like it's one of the most feature packed products
Yeah.
we have. But bringing it out at the price point as well has been something
so how
quite
much
tricky
is
to
this?
do. It's 135
Yeah.
if memory serves.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's a complicated thing. There's a lot going into this. You know, in terms of all the different
there's a lot of
ladder locks and stuff like that. on the
There's lots,
front
and
things
you got
that.
like this is all hyper on here as well.
Yeah.
And you've got air mesh on the
and-
side, and
Yeah.
it's it was designed with a lot. It took a long time to get this one right. I know Danny, our designer, was probably toiling over this one for the best part of a year, to 18 months, which is a long time to be thinking about it. And it was designed as a unisex fit as well.
Right.
So the female fit was what we were working towards the most, first of all.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was kind of tweaked a little to make it more of a male fit as well. So kind of a flip side of what I suppose maybe a lot of the cycling industry is.
That's very, it's a great way to do it, because it's a more complex fit
Exactly.
on the female side, whereas blokes tend to be, I don't know, actually. No, there's
Maybe
all shapes and
flat-chested.
sizes.
Yeah.
There's all shapes and sizes, isn't there? But yeah, it's just nice that you're taking that approach.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, fantastic. I'll be interested to see how you get on with that one.
Yeah, no, super keen. And of course, you got the Restrap logo on there as well.
That's it. It's on the back as well, so it's reflective on the back.
Right,
So a couple of reflective
With your
accents
needle.
here and there. That's it. Because it's a race range product, so all this material is X-Pack.
Yeah.
well.
And that's your kind of race range signature, isn't it? That little sort of glossy.
It's the same. It's the same fabric. So
Right,
that's
okay.
actually. I'm using a hoster point with it. That's the backing fabric to this. So it's different ways of using the same fabric that give a different finish. So you've got the same.
It's another efficiency.
Yeah. So you've got the same properties of that fabric, but it's just used in a different way.
Fantastic.
Wait, I'll give you the hoster in there as well.
Sorry, I should just say this is like the supermarket dash
Yeah,
part of it, isn't it? I actually came
Supermarket
over, because I said to John, I've got another route guide coming up for Cycling UK over in Shropshire and the Welsh borders, and I was like, it'd be great to chance to test some of the new Restrapped products. So this is the part of the video where I'm, like a kid in a sweet shop going around going, oh, can I try one of them? Can I try one of them too as well, please, mister?
So it's just how much you can carry on the way out.
That's a bad challenge to do here, because you can just endlessly strap more and more stuff in it. Yeah. So then this is the classic saddle bag.
It is, yeah.
This is the 18 litre, not the 14 litre.
This is it, yeah. So the 14 litre is the one we're probably most well known for. A lot of people know it for the paracord that's strung around the side, which isn't aesthetic. It actually serves a purpose, because once everything's all kind of in like that, it cinches it all together at the bottom end.
Yeah.
So by having two separate components here, it allows that movement to come into play when you're packing the bags.
Well, I don't think it harms that it looks like a baseball mitt.
Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it?
It does look really good.
It's such a distinctive look as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people know straight away at a distance. It's like, bingo, that's Restrapped.
That's it.
Sorted.
And it's sort. You can all fully tension it as well. So depending on what you want to pack and how you want to pack it, it's always going to keep the load super secure.
And then you just choose the size of dry bag.
No, so each dry bag is made for each specific holster.
Sorry, yes, yeah, right, okay,
That's it, yeah. So because you've got this curve here at the bottom, the dry bags will match that curve. So if you were to put a 14-litre dry bag into this, it would probably work okay, but it's not going to work as well as the 18-litre one.
But you can, you know, it's a roller at the end anyway, so you can...
Yeah, exactly. They're all slightly different sizes at the bottom. The 14 and the 18 are the closest match. But obviously, if you put a 14 and 18, you're going to lose all that top end anyway.
Yeah.
But the 8-litre and the 14-litre, they're not intercompatible. Yeah. They're two completely different sizes.
So if you're shopping for seat bags, would you generally say, if in doubt, go for the bigger one?
Yeah, because you can always roll a bigger one down. So if you wanted to carry 14 litres in this, you could roll it down to, say, there.
Yeah.
And it would be the same size as a 14-litre.
Yeah.
So... But then you've got that extra at the top
if you do it.
But if you got the 8-litre because you wanted a smaller one, then you can never go bigger.
Yeah.
So this is probably, it's the biggest one, but it's the most kind of do-it-all one. And you've got 2 straps on here as well. So you'll see here that they both go through the saddle rails.
Yes.
So these ones hook under the front, that one goes around the seat post. And then this one also goes around the back of the saddle because it's
right. Okay. Yeah. So it's fully triangulated.
Yeah, it keeps it supported. So we've seen
no, it's more than triangulated, isn't it? It's whatever the next level is above triangulation. Quintrillation? I have no idea. It sounds like something you do to Roman legionaries if they'd lost a battle.
But yeah, you'll need to make sure that this is also around the saddle rail as well, and that'll keep it really, really well supported. And if everything's all cinched up correctly, these two, and this top one, do the top one first, and that'll push the bag down to the front.
Right. Yeah.
And then you'll notice it barely moves because it's a hard shell design as well. Yeah. It keeps it really, really stable. And
so it's like the kind of hod for on the bar bag that I've been using.
Yeah. It's exactly the same stuff. So that's going to stop it from swaying once it's all packed up correctly. Yeah, be interested to see your thoughts on that and how you get on with it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fantastic. Cheers, John.
Always. This is the Race Top Tube bag. We released this in April this year. And it's a smaller version of the Race Top Tube bag that we already did. So it's the other one's a bit longer, but this one, by being shorter, we made it a bolt-on version as well.
So it'll fit on gas tank bolts on the top tube. Yeah.
Yeah, and it fits both standards as well because bike manufacturers... Typically, they can't decide on
in their infinite wisdom.
So between the distance from the head tube back, we've got both of those specific standards.
Right. Okay.
Covered.
Yeah.
So while the distance apart's the same, they can't decide how far in front or back it should be. But we got.
Do you know? I'd never even realised that.
No, we didn't.
Never even realise that.
Told, so we had to make amendments to it, but we can do it. So
yeah. Again, you know, the fact you can do that in a factory. Winner.
Just had an extra hole.
And that's the shortest of the 3 in the race.
It is, yeah.
series.
So this is the short one, and then you've got what we call the regular one.
Yeah.
Which is the one we're kind of most well known for. And then we've got the big one, which is the long one. That's like a full full top tube.
Full length of top tube. It's like a frame bag, but on top.
Yeah. Which is a good thing for people who ride smaller frames. Because that's one of the biggest points we've been made aware of with that is that a lot of female cyclists in particular have been running smaller bikes or more compact geometry. By the time you put even a small frame bag in there, you can't put water bottles in there. So they'll chuck one of these on top, and you've got that frame bag capacity, but just on top of the frame then as well.
Happy days. Right, it's properly getting crackerjack now. I've got my tyre boot kit and my fast straps now. So, I'm ready for the Welsh Marches, thanks to Restrap. Right, best get back to the bike and start fitting them on.
Right, let's give it a go.
Right, so typically I've been gassing on for that long. Everyone's packed up and left, apart from John, who's had to escort me off the premises.
Tumbleweed just came back.
No, that was my beard. But yeah, thanks so much for showing us around, John. And look at that, bike is fully ready now for that Welsh Marches setup.
That's pretty clean setup, is that?
Yeah, that's looking neat. So get the top tube bag on there.
Yeah.
And still got plenty of room for 2 bottles. And I have to say, that colourway really works with this Stig frame.
Just done this, very nice.
So get testing, get riding.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. I'll do an awkward left-handed YouTuber handshake and then clear off. Oh, this was the one you were talking about. There we go.
Yeah, that's the one. So yeah,
I'm made in Yorkshire.
yeah, it used to be in logo overkill. The
Nice.
methods haven't changed, but the logo's changed slightly.
Grant, John, thanks so much.
No,
thanks
you
for
very
showing around you, Restrap.
All right, take care.
So there we go. I don't know about you, but I found that super fascinating. Not least how proud they are of kind of just coming from literally a back bedroom and cellar operation. I had no idea. You know, I presumed it was like, oh, let's get into bikepacking. That seems to be a boom business. I hadn't even clicked they'd come from the sort of fixie scene and toe straps made from seatbelts all the way up to, you know, one of the... I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say something like one of the fastest growing bikepacking brands, but because I haven't got the stats to follow that up. But it certainly seems like that from how much I'm seeing them out there and, you know, seeing the range expanding, and all done as kind of conscientiously and locally as possible here in Leeds. So massive thanks to John and Helen and everybody else at Restrapped for having me over. Thanks to the holiday makers on Jet 2 for flying over. You should have gone bikepacking, folks. It's a much better way to spend your holiday time. Thanks to them for equipping the bike. Obviously, I'll be bringing product reviews on all that equipment and using it on some forthcoming adventures. Massive thanks to my Patreon subscribers who buy me a virtual cup of tea and a cake every month, and they get early, exclusive and ad-free edits as a thank you. Huge thanks to my industry supporters. So those guys are listed at the end, if you could bear that in mind when you're shopping for new bike kit. And if you really like what I'm doing with the channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon. But click to subscribe and get notifications. If you haven't already, give this a thumbs up like so YouTube knows you've enjoyed it. And tell your mates. And if you've got any questions for Restrap or about the range or about my upcoming adventures, just get busy in the comments. But for now, I've been Guy Kesteven on Guy Kest TV at Restrap in Leeds. Proper bikepacking bags made by proper people.
Proper Yorkshire.
Proper.